Hi there. Welcome to Monday, the 3rd of September, which means that today would make the end of the 6th day since I've gotten to the Chentrail. It's been a very, very busy day. Woke up about an hour before breakfast and went down early. I accidentally started a congregation of people on the second floor waiting for the breakfast bell. It seems like I'm often the focal point of these large group interactions. Um, Breakfast was a hearty meal. I sat with some pretty quiet people, so that didn't go super well. But we adjusted quickly. Had some orientation stuff, but the coolest thing about the orientation is while they were going over the syllabus, professors mentioned Rome Reborn VR, which is a project to show Rome how it was during the 4th century CE using Oculus technology, which is super cool. And the person who gets the highest score on these optional quizzes that are only through the program actually gets to take one of the goggles home with them, which just sounds fantastic. Yeah, the competition is really high for that. Even people who aren't into archaeology or the art are incredibly excited, and I can't blame them. I am as well. So right after that, we headed over to the American Academy in Rome for a tour. A lot of it is under refurbishing or whatever because their semester does not start until next week. Actually, maybe 2 weeks, because I think we go back for a tour on September 19th of the library. The American Academy in Rome, if you don't know, is a school for scholars, artists, musicians, writers, poets, all sorts of people to live together and share their passion for what they do, and also be inspired by the ancient city. It is one of 30 academies in Rome. The most notable one is the French Academy at the Villa of the Medici. And these academies exist all over. There's one in Greece, one in France. There's a French Academy in New York. And a lot of these are run by the government to help their national artists get better and their scholars be better. The academy was founded in around the turn of the century with a villa donated by heiress, and then a certain small banker named J.P. Morgan gave 11 acres adjoining with more villas on it. So it's a massive school. It's the biggest academy, and it is on top of the Janiculum, which is the hill that I live on also, and it literally looks down on the French Academy, which is something else. Yeah. Every year they offer fellowships, 1 year to 2 year fellowships to classics art history students for pre-doctorate graduate work, which I kind of think I want to do someday. So we got up to go into that original villa with Professor Lynn Lancaster, who is like the top-notch Roman archaeology professor, which was pretty cool. Had a good time there. She has a very thick country accent, which was entertaining, and she doesn't know as much about that building as I would have assumed for a person who was giving a tour. It had a long history that maybe I'll tell you about someday, but it was cool to learn. And then, oh my god, we switched off and got to sit in the archaeological study collection. And it's a collection, not a museum, because the point is for people to touch and hold the artwork and work with it, study it all the time. So the woman had us put on gloves and was fine passing around a bronze compass. There was a Kylex that we got to look at, and she pulled out a Kylex that was missing huge chunks. We couldn't pass that around. It had to sit on the table. She just pulled it out of a drawer. Like multiple styluses. There was a ear wax remover, which was really cool. And they offer 10 internships to us to work on some sort of project. And this year the project is creating an exhibition, because next year is the 125th year of the American Academy in Rome, the AAR. And it's looking at the collection of a man who worked for Tiffany and Company during the early 19th century that they now have in the study collection. And he was a mosaicist and worked with glass for Tiffany Company. And a lot of his work is obviously inspired by the classical world. So our exhibition focuses on how he was inspired by his collection. And I find it interesting that I say our exhibition, like I already have it, but there's going to be some fierce competition. A lot of the philologists, the lovers of ancient language, who study Greek and Latin more so, are very into it, and there's quite a few art history people. One of them, who is in my group for the first group project, had an internship at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. So I'm a little underqualified, but hopefully my passion and the fact that what they're curating is kind of what I'm into will show strong. And I know I already impressed them by being able to label what a patera was when no one else had any clue. So that was cool. Yeah, the American Academy was awesome. So then we came back, had lunch. That was cool. I had lunch with some people who I'm becoming pretty close friends with, and Dr. Draper, who is teaching advanced Greek and is part of the ancient city course, as all four of the instructors were. We just chatted all lunch. He's fascinating. He's really young. He got his doctorate in 2015, maybe? And he was resident advisor, yeah, because he was resident advisor, the live-in grad student in 2014. After lunch, had Greek, which was just introductory, like here is what the Hecuba is about, here's some history of it. Very Carrie Seal first 5 minutes spiel. And then moved on with the rest of the day. I did the reading for that class, but I fell asleep during it, so I came up and took a nap. And then went down to dinner. Dinner was in the garden. So fancy. So fancy. There was wine and beer, and all of us were out there. All of the professors were out there, the director's kids, the cooks, the maids. It was a full dinner. Ravioli, pesto pasta salad, caprese salad with like fresh made mozzarella. That was amazing. Homemade bread. Lauren Hampson would be happy if we had tiramisu. It wasn't good. I just don't like tiramisu. Too much coffee, and they put, like, I'm not sure if it was like dried espresso powder or cocoa powder on the top, but it just was like, I mean, it was like eating raw cocoa powder. Not good. But that was great. Prosciutto. But then came back in and sat with my group for our first group assignment, and the first assignment in general, which is the Obelisk project. So tomorrow, after we have a full day at the Palatine, half day, we're done at lunch, we are instructed to run about the city of Rome pretty much to find 2 obelisks, take pictures of them, read the inscriptions, see their surroundings. And tonight we did a whole bunch of research. And our obelisk is the obelisk di Monte Carrillo. I don't know. You all know how bad I am at speaking English, let alone Italian. And it was brought in by Augustus in 10 BC from Heliopolis in Egypt to be the crowning achievement to his Hologorium sundial. It was a giant 78-foot tall sundial, which was awesome. So we do that tomorrow and then come back and present. Yeah, so it's been a full day. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to Palatine Hill, like I said. It's going to be a good time. Hut of Romulus and all that. I still have like 20 pages of this to read. So I should go and do that. it'll be a good time. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please send them my way. And let's talk again soon.